let's square up South Florida and Florida. Something wicked comes to St. Pete Pride as Idina Menzel headlines. Idina Menzel, the Tony Award-winning actress who played Elphaba in Wicked, as well as Maureen in Rent, Elsa in Disney's Frozen, and never can forget her in Glee, is headlining St. Pete Pride's Friday night concert at Jannus Live. Fans can expect to hear her new single, Move, at the concert, the lead track from her upcoming Drama Queen album due out in August. Idina recently sat down as a guest on Unapologetically Queer with me to discuss her past, her future, and what the LGBTQ plus community means to her. Make sure you stay tuned for the full interview, which will be released soon. And one of the reasons why you are so beloved in the gay community, you play the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba. Tell me about that experience. When you get this role and you play it and opposite Kristen Chenoweth, what was the experience like? I know it's a number of years have gone by, but the beginning, early days of playing that character, what was that like?
It was complicated because, first of all, playing that character, the blocking of that character in the show, she's always sort of put on one side of the stage and everyone else is on the other side of the stage, and they're all pointing and bullying her and hating her. And these were my cast members who I loved and they loved me, but to kind of get into that character every day and feeling that sort of loneliness, I think, was something that I tapped into, and maybe the queer community tapped into with Elphaba, the sort of this young person that feels so much and has so much fire in her and magic, sorcery, and is afraid to really surrender that for fear of hurting the people that she loves, And I think that a lot of us, not just my friends in the queer community, feel that. Even women were afraid to unleash, this sort of.
It was a great experience. She agreed to give 10 minutes. She ended up giving 30 minutes, which was very nice. She got animated and even emotional at one point in the conversation on a question that I asked her about how gay community broadly, but gay men specifically, responded to Idina Menzel. She's going to be at St. Pete Pride, and you have an opportunity to see this concert. She has a brand new album coming out that is going to come out the first week in August. And the first song we're going to show you in the interview, and we're going to show you some behind the scenes from it. It's called Move, and it was written specifically for the gay community and thinking about the gay community. The album's called Drama Queen. And the music is a dance track, which I had never heard Idina Menzel do before. And I actually heard the song for the first time at Gay Days, and I didn't know it was her. And I asked the DJ, it's Tony Maureen, and he said, yeah, Idina Menzel has created a dance album that is coming, and this is that song. And I told her about that. And another moment where she got emotional, that the gay community at Gay Days, she talked about she wanted to be there, and something had come up that couldn't happen. If you're close to Tampa Bay for St. Pete Pride, make sure you go to St. Pete Pride to see, if for no other reason, Idina Menzel. She has dedicated the entire album to the LGBTQ community. The other thing that you're only seeing a snippet glance on is she compares Elphaba to the moment that she felt like she understood the LGBTQ community. Because as Elphaba, through the entire blocking, as she's talking about, she was on one side of the stage, everybody else was on the other side of the stage hating on her. And she goes, this must be what it's like to be queer.
She's such an icon. Me singing Let It Go in the playground was how I found out that I was gay.
Seriously?
Very. It helped me discover who I am today. I love her so much.
I've got a question. And first off, yes, Idina is great. I love her. I love what she does for our community. I love the way she represents our allies and all that. But getting to a little bit of geography, what happens on the bridge from Hillsborough County, where Tampa is, to where St. Pete is in Pinellas County? Because it seems like Hillsborough County has recoiled from LGBT. They canceled already an event for September because, well, for various reasons, but they're citing the new laws. But St. Pete is plowing ahead. They've got this amazing concert. They're having a full Pride this weekend, which is like really the main Pride. It's the true anniversary of Pride. What happens on that bridge from one side to the other, Al?
Well, it's a terrific question. Tampa Bay, the west coast of Florida, is very difficult for South Florida to understand. Pinellas County comes the closest to being Broward County, for a major metropolitan county. Gainesville has this little blue island. Tallahassee has this little blue island, but they're not big population centers. Pinellas County, Hillsborough County is. Broward is. Dade is. Pinellas County is the closest identification in Florida to Broward County. So think St. Petersburg is Fort Lauderdale and vice versa. That's what happens. In Hillsborough County, you begin to move into this mix. It's a little more majority in terms of blue. So this embracing concept can happen. The mayor of Tampa is a lesbian, for example. The police chief was represented as LGBT. But it's a growing creep. As you move one county east to Polk County, they have arguably one of the worst sheriffs in the nation. Rivals the one in Arizona, right outside of Phoenix. And you have a very conservative county. And then the next county north of Hillsborough is Pasco County, which is considered one of the worst counties in Florida in terms of its radical nature against Black, Latino, LGBT, faith diversity. It really identifies terribly. And it has creeped into, from the east, Polk County, and from the north, Pasco County, into Hillsborough County, and that's the difference between the two. Idina Menzel will be performing in Pinellas County.
Yes.
And you're very welcome to go and see her. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.